Hello and welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. And today we're having the Ardbeg Anthology number 3, and it's called the Beithir's Tale.
It's 46% ABV and costs 148 euros and 50 cents here in Central Europe, but it's 15 years of age. So that's quite an age for an Ardbeg. And the 15 years, that means it was distilled in 2009, 2010. And this was the time where Ardbeg increased the production and got a lot of excess or additional casks to mature. And therefore, they are now able to deliver older casks. So some years ago, there had been very, very few 25-year-old. And now the supply is there that they have 15 years old. So this is limited release, as we said, number 3, 4, 3. Number 3. And here you have this, Harry Potter fans would say basilisk. But it's more or less a snake.
Yeah. It looks a bit like the, what's they call the Midgard snake from the Nordic mythology. There's like the whole big snake that is, I don't know, can devour the earth or destroy the earth if Odin doesn't stop it, or I don't know.
So, and the basilisk from Harry Potter, it was, for me, it was a fairy tale figure invented by Mrs. Rowling. And then you said there is a basilisk.
Yeah, there's some.
Looked it up. It's from kind of Leguans, and it's called the Jesus Christ basilisk. Okay. Because it's able to flee over the water. There are air pockets running over water. So, And
but usually what I do know from mythology is like, the basilisks are more like reptiles and stuff. But here it's more like a snake. So,
but snake with big ears or flying snake.
So the tale goes that this Beithir, that big snake, is actually swallowing casks whole and also swallowing shorty, and they had to have what's it called, the pipe player with the hypnosis and to get shorty and the casks back. But here in the back it tells a little bit of another story. Here on the bottle you see a little bit of a snake that is made out of casks that are floating in the water. So someone who might there's a snake in the water. Oh, it's just us.
And if you look at the body of the snake, it looks a little bit like casks. Yeah, that's a tail.
That's a bit of a tail, because they always had a little bit of an escape tail, like with I think the harpy was just a crow, just a nasty crow that stole, I don't know, some clothes from a drying line, and the other was the pony with the ice cone on the front, was the unicorn.
I know the only unicorns when I first was in Scotland. Now they are extinct because we ate them.
I like my unicorn steaks. So it's a nice play. They're really playful with Ardbeg, and I do like that. And I think you already said 15-year-old casks, designer charred bourbon casks, heavily toasted, lightly charred.
And the specialty, read here somewhere, they are air seasoned. So there are two possibilities. First is a joke. They forgot the casks in the yard, and so it was air seasoned over the years. The second is the Americans have the staves of the cask. They lay them resting on piles, and the air flows through, and they are drying over half a year, 2 years. And Glenmorangie or Ardbeg, they did experiments with a different kind of drying. And I think the typical American oak cask is dried technically. So in 2 or 3 days in big chambers, and this is air seasoned oak for those American bourbon casks. Extremely good cork.
Very smoky. No, it's an Ardbeg.
That's an Ardbeg, definitely.
But I already got the eucalyptus note from the Ardbeg, or the methyl note. That that freshness. Oh.
Yeah, the methyl note. And all those aromas are definitely stronger than the alcohol, the 46%. There's no alcoholic note. The dominant note is, of course, smoke, very intense. For a 15-year-old, it's very intense. So typically the smoke vanishes over the year and gives way to more complex compounds due to oxidization inside the cask, because the cask breathes over the years. So in winter when it's cold, it sucks the air in when the alcohol-water mixture compresses, and then in summer when they become warmer, they presses the air out, and then again they get fresh oxygen to the winter, and then oxidization goes on. And yeah, so this is fresh, massive smoke.
Yeah, this is really typical for an Ardbeg.
Yeah.
But it feels like an older Ardbeg. It's not like a very old Ardbeg like the 25, but it's way older than what we have from the 10 and and minus all that sherry. So it's really nice, smoky, dry with a fresh note of methyl and a little bit of an oaky note to it and a mature note to it.
Yeah.
Cheers. Cheers.
This is a very, very typical Ardbeg. That's a very, very typical Ardbeg with an additional cask note. So you definitely feel this is an Ardbeg, but the cask is much stronger. It's cladding your mouth. It's mouth-watering. A lot of aromas still going on long after taste.
It's nice how that distillery character plays along with all the oak and maturity that's going on. You have like that one thing that you know from the Ardbeg, the smoke, or two things, and the methyl combined with oak, but it's pleasant oak. It feels really American oak.
Stinky oak.
It's not. It doesn't have that spicy or bitter touch to it.
Yeah.
It has very little bitterness, and that is nice for a 15-year-old with that kind of smoke and that kind of aroma. So it's a good, nice cask and very Ardbeggy.
The longer you have it in your mouth, there is this a light citrus note in it and an upcoming light sweetness, as it's typical for Ardbeg. It would be nice to have this glass emptied and then rested overnight so that everything evaporates from the lighter stuff, and then you smell on the residue in the glass, and then you have this Ardbeg sweetness, which you now are only able to have a faint remembrance to sweetness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Very well done.
Very well done, yeah.
So have a look at Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet, and this is one of the fine spirits you're able to meet there. Yeah.
Yeah, but be careful. It's in a limited edition, and even though the price is pretty high, it is in high demand, and people do buy it pretty fast, and usually it doesn't last more than like a few months.
And they typically rest in the collections of the people and won't come on the market in the upcoming years, so they are bought and they are gone.
Yeah, so yeah, that was our take with the Ardbeg Anthology. It's out now. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.